Doesn't rhyme. All good predictions rhyme.
If you heard cackling in the distance recently, that wasn't a ghoul from the continent. It was probably Henry Cavill. And no, it's not just about James Gunn's Superman bowing out of theaters with less than Man of Steel made a decade ago. It's because Netflix just handed him a bigger punchline. The first full trailer for The Witcher Season 4. Bold move. How's the internet taking it? Let's just say the comment section is a bloodbath, and the white flame of Sintra himself couldn't burn as hot as the ratio this thing is getting. Okay, quick status check. The numbers are in, and James Gunn's Superman finished its global run at around $615 million. Now, let's compare that to Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, which pulled in $668 million over 10 years ago without adjusting for inflation. That's a sobering reality for DC. But we're not here to talk about Krypton. We're here for the continent, where Netflix just served up the first full look at its Liam Hemsworth era a whopping 3 weeks before the season premieres. And the reaction? It's less global phenomenon and more global roasting. Now, to be fair, Netflix did test the waters back a few weeks ago with a small clip that got absolutely ratioed and roasted into oblivion. This new trailer? It's getting the same treatment. But hey, maybe, after being humbled by the entire world and losing their star, showrunner Lauren Hisrich and her crew decided to turn over a new leaf, and never mind.
Let's break that down. The trailer says, a lifetime battling monsters and men. The show's reality? Geralt has spent a lot of time being nerfed in his own story. Remember the Season 1 finale, where he's critically injured so Yennefer and Ciri can have the big moment? And those monsters? They were often rewritten as tragic figures subjugated by men, making the Witcher's job morally murky in a way that often undercuts the core fantasy. And what does a nerfed Witcher do with his greatly reduced screen time? He chases the girl who's the key to everything. For the 4th season in a row, the narrative engine is find Ciri, save Ciri. Ciri is the key. Now, I know she becomes incredibly important in the books that were published over 30 years ago when this wasn't such an overused trope. But when you take 6 years to produce 4 seasons where your titular hero feels like a supporting character, the central mystery starts to feel like less of an epic quest and more like a narrative treadmill. All right, let's address the elephant in the room, the recast. Here's our first real look at Liam Hemsworth as the White Wolf. Now, let's be clear. I've got nothing against Liam Hemsworth. He's a fine actor with an impossible job. But the contrast is stark. Gone is the low, gravelly, stoic cadence that Cavill worked to perfect, channeling Doug Cackle from the games. In its place, we get something different, more casual, almost jockish. I was half expecting a bro at the end of that line. And that smirk, it edges dangerously close to parody. But it's not just the lead performance. This show has always had an identity crisis with its production design. From the infamous Nilfgaardian ballsack armor in Season 1 to characters who look like they just walked out of a salon, despite running through mud and blood, the visual language constantly breaks immersion. Look at the rats. In the books, they're brutal, feral mercenaries. Here, they look like they're standing around waiting to be offended. It's a clean, modern, safe aesthetic that screams adaptation by committee rather than a gritty, lived-in world. And then there's the supporting cast. We get Yennefer and the new villain, Vilgefortz, who is, shocker, after Ciri. We get lines like, "We're stronger together," that feel lifted from a corporate HR video, not the lips of a sorceress in a medieval fantasy war. And we get Jaskier, a character who was charming in Season 1, now reduced to delivering sitcom-level quips. You did not mention anything about an ominous graveyard of death. Brilliant writing, Netflix. Last I checked, all graveyards are, by definition, graveyards of death. The trailer even tries to get meta with the recast, with lines like, "The Witcher is in a state of flux. You are becoming something new. How will you be reborn?" As a wink to the audience, it's cute. But as a piece of dialogue in a high-stakes fantasy, it's meaningless. And it begs the question, why should we care about a rebirth when the original life was so poorly handled? Let's talk numbers. In Season 3, Part 1, Henry Cavill's Geralt was on screen for just 27% of the runtime. In the final 3 episodes, a staggering less than 17%. You can't have The Witcher without The Witcher. So, what's the verdict? Well, Netflix knows, the showrunner knows, Liam Hemsworth definitely knows, and the audience has been screaming it from the rooftops. The comments are a near-unanimous tsunami of disappointment, and the irony is palpable. The Witcher has finally united people, just not in the way Netflix hoped. Every new promo has become a community event in the replies. Studios love to mislabel this passionate criticism as toxicity, but as Henry Cavill himself once said, it's not toxic, it's passionate. They didn't just lose an actor, they lost their North Star. In the end, this isn't just about a recast. It's about a fundamental betrayal of the source material and the fans who loved it. With a reported budget now ballooning to $750 million, this stands as one of the most expensive failures in television history. It's a cautionary tale. You cannot build an empire by alienating the very people who laid its foundation. This doesn't feel like a rebirth. It feels like a rebrand of the same problems. But what do you think? Was there a single moment in the trailer that lost you, or are you willing to give Liam's Geralt a shot? Let me know in the comments below. I read every one. If you want more deep dives into what makes great stories work and what breaks them, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. It truly helps the channel. Thanks for watching.